housework.
Phew, I'm really tired, and now I have to go home and cook.
Do you make dinner every night?
Yes, I usually make dinner, and my husband washes the dishes.
I live alone, so I do everything. Sometimes I eat out, though. There are some good restaurants in my neighborhood.
Where do you live?
Near the Penn Center.
Oh, that's good. There aren't any good restaurants near my house.
Does your husband help you do housework much?
Yes. He sets the table almost every night, and he makes our bed every morning, but I usually make all the meals.
How about cleaning?
We clean the house together every weekend. I vacuum the rooms, and he usually sweeps the floor of the kitchen, and he does yard work.
Your husband helps you so much. Does he help do the laundry too?
Well, he's never helped me do the laundry.
Oral exams.
Hey, Cindy, have you finished the exam?
Yes, I have. Phew.
Was it hard?
Well, yes, it was hard, pretty hard.
Did you pass?
I don't know. Mrs. Lester didn't tell me.
What questions did she ask?
First, she asked me what my name was.
Well, that was easy, wasn't it?
Yes, except I couldn't remember. Then she asked me where I came from and how long it took to get here from my country.
And what else did she ask?
She asked how long I'd been studying English here in Canada, and she asked how I would use English in the future.
Yes, go on.
Then she asked me to explain the difference between my country and Canada.
Anything else?
I'm trying to remember. Oh, yes. She asked if I spoke any other language.
Is that all?
Oh, there were a lot of other questions. She asked me what my hobbies were, where I visited in Canada. Then I was asked to read a passage.
What did she say at the end?
Let's see. Oh, yes. She asked me to tell you to go in right away. Can I let you know?
Are you going out with Leonard tonight?
Uh-huh. He's supposed to pick me up at 6:30. What time is it now?
5:45. You'd better get going.
You're kidding. I haven't even taken a shower.
Where are you going?
We haven't made up our minds yet. Maybe to a movie, maybe to a party.
Go and see Forrest Gump. It's supposed to be interesting.
Oh, maybe we will. I've heard The Sixth Sense is good, too.
Well, personally, I prefer Forrest Gump. I really should be going. Do you want to go shopping tomorrow?
I'd like to go, but it depends. I might have to go to the store tomorrow and do some work. Can I let you know first thing in the morning?
Okay, that would be all right.
Ring, ring. Oh, there's the phone. It must be Leonard.
Well, I'll be going. Call me tomorrow.
I will. Have a good evening.
You too.
On the phone, a less formal call.
Good afternoon, Scott and Smith. May I help you?
May I speak to Mr. Scott or Mr. Smith, please?
I'm sorry. They aren't here right now. Who's calling, please?
George Martin.
Is there any message I can take, Mr. Martin?
No, I'll call back later.
Thank you for calling Scott and Smith.
House facilities.
Good morning, Campus Flat Agency. How can I help you?
Good morning. I'm ringing to complain about problems with my flat's facilities.
Fine. May I take down your details first?
Yes.
What's your name?
Kevin Green.
Okay, Kevin. And your address?
I live in International House in the South area.
Your room number?
My room number is 16C.
On which floor?
The 3rd floor.
Okay, 3rd floor, room 16C. Are you a registered student at the university?
Yes, I am.
What's your registration number?
It is KG6037.
Okay, what's your faculty?
Computer science.
How long is your flat lease?
I'm not sure. Let me check. It is 1 year.
How long have you been in the flat?
Just 2 months.
Well, what are the problems that you've been having?
The first thing is the bathroom tap.
Let me take notes. Tap in your bathroom. What's wrong with it?
It is leaking. I'd really hope to get that replaced right now.
Okay, how about this afternoon?
That's great.
Anything else?
The next one is the stove in the kitchen.
What's the trouble with it?
You know, the stove is not a new one when we moved into the flat.
Yes. Does it work?
No. The door of the stove is broken.
Okay. How about repairing it next week?
Fine. And the last point is the problem of the TV set.
What's the matter with the TV set?
It had no sound from the day before yesterday.
Fine.
I do hope you can repair it as soon as possible. You know, there will be a very good football match on tomorrow evening. We all hope to watch it.
OK. How about we repair it at the same time as your stove?
Great.
Anything else?
No, just 3 items.
OK. We will get a repairman over to you tomorrow afternoon. Are you available at that time?
I will return to the flat at about 4 o'clock.
So, how about 5 o'clock?
Fine.
You can contact the repairman if your time will be changed.
OK.
His phone number is 654 33747.
Right.
Do you have any questions?
Let me think. Yes. How about the repair fee?
Usually, the price is at least £5, but you just use 2 months, so we offer free repair.
That's so great. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Visa officer.
Good morning, Visa Office. How can I help you?
Good morning. I'd like to apply for a visa to Australia, please.
Certainly, sir. I'll just get a form and then I'll need to take some details down. OK, here we go. Right, can I have your name, please?
Yes, it's Okamura. Kelly Okamura.
And how do you spell that, please?
K-E-L-L.
No, your family name, please.
Oh, sorry. It's O-K-A-M-U-R-A.
O-K-A-M-U-R-A. And your address?
Apartment 106, Kingston Street, Hawaii.
Kingstone Street, Hawaii?
Yes, that's correct.
So you're an American?
Actually, I was born in Japan, but moved to Hawaii 6 years ago.
And can I have your age, please, Mr. Okamura?
I'm 32.
And are you married?
Yes, I am. My wife's Chinese.
And will your wife accompany you to Australia?
Yes, she will. In fact, that's the reason we want to go. Her sister lives in Sydney.
Do you have any relatives living in Australia?
I used to have an uncle, but he died several years ago. Now, there's only my sister-in-law and my wife's cousin.
So, the purpose of your trip is to visit your wife's relatives, am I correct?
Well, not exactly. Mainly because I have my own trading company and I will be looking for business opportunities. Although I do want to do some travelling as well. You know, see some of the sights, that sort of thing. Although I don't intend to work in Australia.
And your wife, what will she be doing?
She'll be studying English. She wants a student visa.
And how long do you plan to stay?
About 1 year, I guess.
Well, I'm afraid a standard tourist visa is only valid for 30 days. Although in your case, we can issue you with a business visa. Business visas last for 6 months, but you will be able to renew it. We can give your wife a 12-month visa, though.
6 months is okay. So what do I need to do now?
Come along to the office any time during weekdays, but it must be office hours. We close at 5:30. And bring along 2 passport-size photos, and your passport, of course. Your wife will also need 2 photos. So that's 4 passport-size photos in total.
Okay. Thank you for your help. Bye.
Bye.
The commands of training dogs.
So, that research paper we have to do next is the one about different styles of training dogs. How do you think you'll approach writing it?
You know, I've been thinking about it, and I feel that the best way to write it is to divide the paper into 2 main parts. In the first part, would be analysing some examples of each style of training dogs.
Right. First, what the styles are. After that, we can talk about how each style can be used so that the dogs learn something different from each one.
Indeed. Maybe we could draw a chart and compare examples of each style of training, one at a time. So, the different kinds of training would be simple obedience training.
There you would have things like teaching them to sit or stay in one place, and so on.
Right. So included here would be simple audio commands, like speak.
Yes, basic commands are just spoken words, aren't they? And then there would be the more guard-oriented training, where the dogs are trained to know a specific place well. Patrolling and barking are probably the best examples, because most people have seen them in many places, especially in homes.
And this would lead us to the attack dog training, which is physical as well as spoken. Training the dog to knock someone down, and even bite if they have to.
Right. So there's another category as well. Sniffing dogs, which make up the searching category. I've read that in the UK, every major airport or government building has these dogs to search for all kinds of dangerous items.
I can believe that. Well, we have a good list to build on. We're finally getting started now, so let's try to figure out when each type of dog training should be used. I guess we can start by trying to figure out the best situation for each type of dog training.
What do you mean?
What I mean is whether each type of training should be used with different kinds of dogs. We could use basic obedience training, for example, and ask whether it's more useful for a small dog, a medium-sized dog, and so on. In this case, I'd say obedience training is best with small dogs because they tend to get excited easily, and this will help keep them out of trouble.
OK, that makes sense.
Then, let's look at physical training. Even though some people think it's ideal for every breed of dog, I think it's better suited to the larger kinds. Small dogs usually just aren't smart enough to understand the physical commands, and they can even get hurt from them. The specialised sniffing training is the same. I think it's better with the more intelligent breeds of dogs, and it's hardly ever useful with really small dogs. Attack training, however, can be useful for every kind of large dog, as long as the dog is treated well and given a lot of attention and care.
All right. And what about guard training? Barking is an ideal way for small dogs to guard a home. I know they aren't big enough to stop a person, but making some noise is often all a dog needs to do. Other kinds of guard training, like biting, though, are different. I'd always plan to teach that to a smart dog, giving them a chance to use their brains and defend their homes.
I'd have to agree. Trainers often just teach large dogs to bark at a person when they think something isn't right. But if the dogs know how to use physical skills in a bad situation, they could save their owner's life someday.
Yes. I suppose that different people would have different needs for their pets.
Right, and different trainers would recommend different methods for different breeds.